Hey man, you right?
Yeah. How are you doing this week?
I'm back in the swing of things, back in the surgery is what I'm up to.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Back working at your mum's surgery.
yes indeed, and rolling out the vaccine.
Fun.
Yeah, honestly, it's going all right. So yeah, just doing that, but also been trying to organise this read through that we've got going on.
Yeah. So tell me a bit more about that.
Um,
Where
so
have you got to? What's the plan?
so the plan. I'm just compiling a list at the moment of people that I think could play the characters and who I know are free at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to contact my first kind of lot of people who I think would do really well, and then propose the same day. I'm going to go for like the last Saturday of January, I think.
Yeah, that sounds like a good shout.
And then through that, then if people can't do it, then I'll ask someone else, and then eventually we will have our cast. So essentially, I'm just compiling the list at the moment and who I think would be best.
Nice. Well, I was actually chatting to Flora only like an hour ago,
Cool.
and so she might be up for reading in for Frigga. I mean, she's already working on the vocals for the demo for Frigga, so I thought if you want to reach out to her, she'd be pretty happy to be involved, I think.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. I was planning on doing that anyway.
Yeah, I feel like you, me, and Flora are kind of like the core East 15 represent team for the musical.
Well. Yeah, absolutely.
3 people per class.
Yeah, that's why we're the gods.
Mm-hmm. Because we're taking control. I've got to say, Flora was really positive about everything that she'd been hearing. She really likes the tracks. She likes the story. She loves the character. So yeah, she's quite excited to be involved, really.
Amazing.
We did have a bit of sad news this week, which was, it left me in quite a low place for a while, I'll be honest. The guitarist that I said I was going to speak to, or had spoken to last week, he was absolutely phenomenal. He jumped on a couple of the tracks, played some stuff down, and honestly, Nathan, it's just too good. Like,
yeah,
insane level good. And for the first time, I felt like I was hearing with my ears what I had always been hearing in my head.
Yeah.
He really raised the bar. And then midweek, unfortunately, because he's got a good number of other commitments, basically he just said, it's a bit too much and he can't commit to doing anything more. And it was like, it felt like catching a glimpse of glory for a second, and then it just all disappeared very suddenly.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm feeling a bit down this week about that. I did to Vicky yesterday about it, and she was very helpful in getting me out of the slump. But yeah, a bit of a low point for me this week.
Yeah, right. But obviously it's the way it works, and at the moment we're working on a volunteer basis, so I was expecting people to kind of drop in and out and stuff like that. So, that's something...
Yeah. I mean, I don't begrudge him at all. Like I'm not upset at him. I'm just upset because he's so good.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm sure we will find someone who matches not only his ability. For me, I mean, I know many other great guitarists, but one thing that he brought was just that natural sense of intuition, which a lot of musicians don't always have, knowing what should go where just by hearing.
Yes, yeah.
He really had a good musician's ear. But anyway, enough about mourning those who are no longer part of it. Some other things that have happened this week, and I'll chat to you more about this with Vicky tomorrow if you're free, is the fact that I, as you know, have been progressively climbing my way up a chain of people.
Yeah.
And basically, just this time right now, as sucky as it is, has given some really great opportunities to chat to people who I wouldn't normally be able to chat to. And in this week just gone, I have talked to an ex-West End and Broadway performer who is a now very successful producer from Edinburgh Fringe shows, which is pretty exciting. And I've also, I'm due to talk to one of the main cast members and also the wife of the producer for the Only Fools and Horses musical, which I know you are a personal fan of. Yeah, it's slowly but surely just asking advice of people, because I mean that's all we really can do right now. I'm making some connections for Blóðlína. Everyone who I talk to has the same response. They think it's freaking awesome and they can't wait to happen. And I'm sure at some point in the chain, I'm going to reach someone who not only goes, I can't wait to see it happen, but here's how we make it happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So yeah,
it's just waiting. We're not waiting on that one person, but like going for that person.
Yeah, just pursuing it really. And I think although creatively, I think we've kind of come to a little bit of a standstill now because it's so difficult to build on the creative works when we're so far apart.
Yeah.
I think logistically, like moving things forward, like you said, doing a script read, contacting people about production stuff, the nitty-gritty, boring financial things are starting to fall into place, which really gives to coin one person's phrase that I was talking to, he said, you've got like the world's best vehicle with no wheels at the moment. So yeah, I think the next couple of weeks is going to be about finding some wheels for this amazing vehicle that we got.
Yeah, exactly. And it obviously feels strange now because this is the first time our brains have properly had to switch in terms of this project. You know, we've been so focused on creating and getting excited about what it is. Now we've got to get that excitement and that joy for it and give it to other people. And I think that's something. It's not difficult to do because it is genuinely something we're all really passionate about. But trying to see where we're coming from and trying to get people to grasp the idea and what we're trying to do I think is the difficulty for me, because it's such a unique idea and because it's so unlike typical musical theatre. Trying to explain it is the hardest thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite an off-the-wall concept in itself. I mean, it's a musical that's set to rhythms of fighting that involves metal music, which is another thing that the musical theatre community don't normally see, and it's about Viking sisters. It's quite an out there thing.
Yeah, it's out there, but also we've taken, like, I think fighting is the most original thing we've got in there. I'd say it's the thing that people will go, whoa, that's in a musical, okay. But then time periods are time periods. You can set them whenever. And then there have been metal musicals, it's just not this particular genre. So, it's not completely out there, but like you say, it is.
I mean, I was talking about this to someone the other day. Although there are metal, quote unquote, musicals out there, there aren't really, to be honest, because if you think of the ones that are in the metal genre, they're either jukebox musicals, like Rock of Ages, or not really musicals at all. So the only other one that I know of that's you could firmly land as metal would be The Repo Man. I don't know if you know it, but it's it's an opera rather than a musical.
Yeah. But then you've also got,
I think,
you've also got like rock opera, like Jesus Christ Superstar, but then that's got like the musical theatre twist in it. It is more musical theatre based. It's not.
And also, I would say that's not metal. That's rock.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really think that we've, even in the genre, we've hit on something that really hasn't been touched as of yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I know that you actually haven't heard this, because unlike last time, you haven't heard any of these things. But I do have the tracks that Ben played on, the guitarist who sadly left. They're not mixed properly, because it was just his work in progress stuff. But would you like to hear Regret?
I would absolutely love to hear Regret.
Regret plus the brilliant vocal we have from Ben Tyler, the West End singer, and Angie as well. Both of them are now in there, plus the guitar playing. So the guitar playing doesn't come in until about a minute, because he was only riffing over the top and not replacing the MIDI guitar. But when it comes in, you'll hear it. You want to give it a listen?
Okay, cool. Absolutely, let's go.
Where you go, I will always follow. You're my heartbeat. As time goes by, I'll fight to lay the world at your feet. I promise you that through every season, come rain or shine, I'll share the fruits of my Then it all changed so fast. Didn't know love till it was gone. But life's full of regret. Take its toll. You don't my heart.
You destroyed everything that I held close.
I can't. I was only trying.
You just couldn't bear it that there were other things in my life that required my attention.
Yes, because you were the only thing in mine. Where you go, I can no longer follow. You've lost your way. What we had didn't last. Now it's stuck in the past, and I realize too late. In place of my regret,
That last note is so good.
Can you see why I'm so in pain from his loss?
Oh my gosh.
No, I'll
That's
send
how-
you that file later so you can hear it in high quality. But my goodness, Nathan.
That's insane.
So I want to quickly talk about this track now that we've had a listen, because this is quite an interesting one. Because I think this song, if it continues to progress in that direction, is going to be one of the front runners for the musical.
I think so as well.
But it didn't start out that way, did it?
No, it
In
didn't.
fact-
We started out. We needed this kind of argumentative song, you know, the typical, oh, I don't like you either. The rest of the musical, we don't like each other, and then at the end we do, type of song. So then we came up with our original version of this, which was Argument. And then, I'm not going to lie, I can't really remember how it went.
All I know is that it was the one that we both agreed was the crappiest song in the musical and really needed heavy reworking. So one day, like probably about 4 months ago when we were allowed to mix slightly, you and I basically sat together and we reworked the entire song. We scrapped a lot of the melodies that were in there before. We replaced them entirely with new melodies. We kept some of the stuff, a little bit of the structure and some of the more interesting elements. But by and large, I think about 80% of the song was just completely scrapped and reworked.
Yeah.
We changed the lyrics.
Really,
we changed everything.
I think really the only thing that we kept was the end.
Yeah, some of the end phrasing and certainly the chorus sections were there.
Yeah.
But we extended the song by a full minute because it did end in where is currently the middle of the song. It was a short song originally, and we completely transformed it. We extended that bridge, that middle 8 section, all the way through to the end and flipped the chorus so that it ended up in minor. And I think we've done incredible work with that one. And now to hear it
I
go
do
from
know.
basically our least favorite, crappiest, annoying song to probably one of the best songs in the entire thing.
One of the better ones, but also one of the ones that we feel is strong enough to pitch with as well.
Yeah, it really is.
Because I think that's one of the one of the meetings we've had, which I've found most interesting, is trying to discuss which sells our musical best.
Yeah, definitely. We've actually got a note here. Just
here we go.
deal with that.
I'm your only listener, sad face. But I never get tired of listening to that song. It's just amazing. That last note is just like gives me shivers every time.
It really does, doesn't it? Like, it's so good.
I mean, it helps when you've got singers like those two as well.
It really does. I mean, I think that's one of the big victories, actually, of our lockdown experience, is being able to reach out to people that normally we'd never be able to reach. And getting a West End singer to sing on our tracks is like a dream, you know?
It's insane.
I'm so glad that we were able to do that.
Yeah, it's insane that we've got him at this point as well. I thought we would have got that standard, like, you know, when it's been, I don't know, with some sort of fringe, and then it's had some reworks, and then eventually, hopefully, it would have gone somewhere else. But we've got him now, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, so to have a West End singer on board from this early on is lovely. It really makes a difference. But what was that you were about to talk about in terms of pitchability? Yeah,
so we had a discussion about what we were going to pitch with, and we've got a mix of a lot of songs. We've obviously got the whole musical itself is based in metal, right? But which is something we need to promote because we need to show what the metal sounds like. But also because it's metal, it's not your typical musical theatre style, which is what these musical theatre producers would be used to. So we needed to kind of give them the best amalgamation of what they'd be used to whilst having something new, whilst also showing off our, our creative abilities, whilst also trying to show off the fighting. And it was such an interesting choices, because the choices we did make for the first people we sent songs off to were not the ones I thought we were going to choose.
I was talking to Flora about this earlier, that the Sucks to Be You song, which actually it was another song that appeared at very late stage in creation. Like, it was one of the last ones to join the rostra, if you like. Is probably another one of the ones that we will end up performing to people because it captures the essence of what we're trying to do so well.
Yeah. And it also gives an extra element of this is another side of it. So you've obviously got the A plot of Magenhild, Ingrid, and whatever goes on there, but then you've got the B plot of what's happening with the gods as well. So you get an idea of the different worlds colliding as well, which is great.
Definitely. So what are your plans for this coming week then, Nathan? Have you got any ideas on I know, like you said, you're organising the read through, but any other things that you're planning on doing?
So I'm going to reach out people for the read through, but then I'm thinking now, the fact that we've got the read through, the reason why we have it is, of course, to pitch to this producer. But I also thought, why use it for just one person when we can invite whoever? We can invite as many people as we like because, it's Zoom. Well, I'm assuming it's going to be Zoom. And so I'm going to go through my contacts of not just producers, but also directors and all that kind of stuff, and just get them along to listen to what they think of it. Not from a, do you want to work in it? Or more on a sort of, this is a thing. What do you think of it? Can you give some feedback? 'Cause I think we do. I mean, early feedback as well.
We do. I mean, the thing is that and part of the reason why I think I'm so frustrated at the loss of Ben is that, given probably, like, I don't know, one more rework, Regret would be in a state where I would want to send it to feedback. Because at the moment, the vast majority of where the other songs are, even though the vocals are sounding great, I don't yet think that they're a good representation of what I want the songs to be. And I don't
Mhm.
want any feedback that comes associated with it to be focused on things that I know are not going to be in the final version, if you know what I mean. I don't want people's attention to be distracted from the things that I know are works in progress.
Yeah, but then again, when we think about, because we've been reaching out to people and people have given us advice, and one of the bits of advice people have given us is that a piano track and a single voice are enough. So we're already giving people more than what they expect.
Yeah, that is very true.
So I think what you'd be focusing on is not in the tracks. They would not. They would be listening to the melody, the structure, how the story flows through the song, rather than, ooh, that violin wasn't quite mixed in well with the cello. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I mean, I think that's probably just my problem being a composer. You know, I'm always going to have that composer's ear, the musician's ear, and I will get fussy when it doesn't sound the way that I think it should sound at a certain stage.
Of course, yeah.
But that's why we work so well in a team. You know, you and Vicky work to basically balance out my craziness and go, Marcus, shut up. It's time to move on, or we need to do something different now. And that, you know, I was saying to Vicky the other day that actually I find that arguments can sometimes be very helpful, because when we both know that the arguing is coming from a place of we want this thing to be good and not from you're annoying me, then actually it can be quite constructive to get a bit shouty.
Absolutely, yeah. We've got to get shouty because you're so passionate about it. If we weren't getting shouty, then it would show that we didn't really care.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think my plans for this coming week in terms of reaching out to people, like I said, I'm due to talk to a couple of producers this week, just a little bit more advice gathering. I think you, Vicky, and myself, probably, if you're around tomorrow afternoon, we should jump on a call together and just, I think, put together some sort of game plan for the next month or so whilst we're in this third lockdown, because we haven't really spoken to each other as a group since before Christmas.
No, we haven't.
I think it might be good to just take stock of where we're at, decide what's the best use of our time, and especially as you're working vaccination efforts, how to do things you're not exhausted with, but still can take part in.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Well, I'm going to send you over the link to the direct file so you can enjoy it. But I think we've probably talked about everything we can on here.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So what are we going to do next week? What do you think?
Probably a bit more of the same, bit of a catch up, bit of a play. I'm sure that we can get something back from people in the next week. Flora was rumouring potentially she might be able to get her vocals back on the Mother Frigga track, so that would be a fun one to play for people.
That'd be great. Mother Frigga was one of my favourites writing it.
I think that one's been pretty much top tier since the get-go.
Yeah.
I feel like it was like one of the third song we've written.
I think so. Well, no, I think it was we started on it, then we left it for like 3 months, and then we came back to it and we're like, yeah, this is it.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm going to grab those links for you and let you enjoy them.
Cool.
But lovely chatting to you, Nathan. Hope you're doing well. Stay safe.
You too.
All right. Bye.
All right. Catch you later. Bye.